I'm going to add a collage element to a drawing that I did in my sketchbook already. Stick around to see what happens. Thanks for clicking on my video. If you are new here, please hit the subscribe button down below. If you enjoy this video, please hit the like button. If you have any questions or comments or suggestions, please leave them in the comment section down below. So I did this drawing of Marcus a little while back, and I want to put something in the background right there. And so you're going to need a few things. You're going to need a piece of tracing paper, some stick glue, a utility knife or craft knife, a pencil, and some pieces that might look good as a background. I've got some painted stuff, and I really love envelopes. I always collect the envelopes that come in the mail with the bills in them. I really like the textures that are on the inside of them, and so I collect those. I've got a drawer full of them. So here is the sketch in my sketchbook of Marcus that I want to make a background for. So I'm going to lay this piece of tracing paper over it, and I'm going to very carefully trace around the negative space, which of course is shared by the positive space, which is Marcus. I didn't tape this down, but if you have a lot of intricate details, you might want to tape down your tracing paper. After I've done that, I'm going to remember where the graphite is on this piece of tracing paper. Right now it is on the top, and this is the envelope that I want to use. I'm going to kind of place it where I want. That little window in the envelope, I kind of want a little bit of it to show, and I want it to, of course, cover the top of his head. So I kind of lined it up with the top of the grid, or with the grid right there on the cutting mat. And so I'm going to line it up, and I'm going to put a little bit of tape down to make sure it doesn't move. Now again, the graphite side of the tracing paper is facing up. So when I flip it over, it is now facing down. The original graphite side that I traced is facing the white side of the envelope, and now I'm tracing on the back of the tracing paper, and that pushes the graphite down and onto the envelope. Once I've traced it, it leaves the transfer. So I'm going to pull this off and take my utility knife, my craft knife, and cut it out. Being careful to follow my line, because of course my line followed the outline of Marcus's head and shoulders, and so I don't want it to not fit or have too much white space showing through. So very carefully follow my line. What do you think? Is this the easy way to do it, or did I miss something? Do you have another way to do it? Please let me know in the comments down below what you would do differently, or if you like this method, or if you've never seen this method before. So pull this apart, and be sure and cut everything. If it's not cut and you have to pull it apart, you might tear it, so be careful to cut everything. Now I don't have the side cut off. This is not going to cover the entire sketchbook. I don't want it to go over into the next page, so I'm going to lay it over Marcus here, make sure everything fits right, and then I'm going to take the ruler, line this up on the side of his head real good here, and then I'm going to take the ruler and kind of press it down into the groove of my sketchbook, and that'll mark where I want to cut. I'm going to take a pencil and go over that as well, and then I'm going to take my utility knife again, take my craft knife, and cut. So now it should fit right in my sketchbook, sort of perfectly up against the inside corner of the sketchbook. I'm going to put some stick glue on it. Now, if you are like me, at one point I didn't like stick glue. Stick glue was just not very good. You put it on there, and then you put it in on your paper, and a few minutes later it's not sticking. I figured out how to make stick glue work. Most of you probably already knew this, so I'm probably silly for saying this, but you put on extra stick glue. Put enough on the paper so that it seeps into the paper, and then put more on top of that. So like the first layer of stick glue dries in the paper, but the next layer just kind of glides across the top. So put extra stick glue. Now I apologize right here. I almost did not get me putting it into the sketchbook in the video frame, so probably kind of hard to see here, but I just went around the outside edge of his head and made sure that the envelope was where it was supposed to be. Just stick glued it in. So here it is, kind of the finished product right there. Went up and down it, over it, and around it, made sure everything was glued down good. And I took a pair of scissors and trimmed it right along the edge of the sketchbook page. That's pretty much all there is to this. I've done countless pages in my sketchbook. Okay, maybe not countless. I've done several pages in my various sketchbooks throughout the years like this. I really like the envelope textures and that sort of thing. I really like the blue ones especially in the sketchbook. But this was it. It was fun, and I like the little window there, let you know that it's an envelope. So if you got any questions, suggestions, or comments, leave them in the comment section down below. If you enjoyed the video, please hit like, and I will talk to you later. Bye bye.